step in getting this puppy fired up, next you get the pump hooked up. Now it doesn't come with adapters, told you all that. So I've got these 3-inch female thread to male Camlock fittings that I use. And they're cheap. You can find those online for a couple bucks. This is aluminum, and these are aluminum, so they shouldn't corrode, but I've had them get seized on the first pump I ever bought. I didn't use any thread tape or any sort of dope. You probably really shouldn't need it because they're such big threads, but it got stuck, and I had to heat them up to get them broke loose. So I put a little bit of thread tape on. Again, not really worried about leaks. If you're worried about any leak at all on this thing, it would be an air leak around the threads that would make it hard for it to pull a suction, because once it starts pumping, like I said, ideally you wouldn't have any drips anywhere, but I'm out here in the dirt pumping water out of my pond, so it's not like I'm worried about spilling a little water on the ground, you know. And most applications where you're using a 3-inch pump, it's probably going to be relatively industrial sort of application. Not going to matter if you spill a little bit. So again, the tape is just, it's mostly to keep it from seizing up. And these adapters, and actually I have had it leak one time. It had an air leak around the threads. But in that particular case, I don't think I torqued them on either. I just hand threaded them. So hand thread them on, and I've got a 24-inch pipe wrench that I use. And you don't have to get them super tight. And actually, you probably want to, in theory, you'd want to do the bottom one first. And I'm pretty much just letting the weight of the handle torque this thing up, okay? I'm not pushing that hard. Worst case is, I guess they'd shake loose and I'd have to tighten it back up. That's pretty much that. Just double check that one. Yep, okay. Our hoses. Let's see if I can hook a hose up here without knocking the camera over, because we are sitting right down in on the pond, in case you couldn't tell. These hoses, I don't remember where I bought this green one. I don't care for it though. It's a rigid body hose. It's not very flexible at all. I mean, easy enough for this application, but not my favorite. So get these Camlocks. If you do one all the way first, you'll have hell trying to start the second one. So again, not really an unboxing review for the pump anymore, but I gotta show you how to start it. Anyway, bottom hose is your intake. Top is your out. And in this one, I actually hand torque that, it just fits better, but I use the actual spark plug wrench and take the ring off of the Camlock handle, and that works really good to be able to get that on there. Okay, let's get her gassed up here. Make sure there's no rainwater in my spigot. I hate these gas cans, by the way. Every single time you have to hit that little safety catch, it leaks gasoline on your hand. It ticks me off. Every single time I bought a gas can, they've been different too over the years. They all try to build in some sort of ignorant little safety catch, leak-proof, foolproof design, and they're all garbage. These have been, I guess, the best I found as far as not breaking, but getting gasoline all over your hand when you push them in kind of sucks. Because I hate the smell of gasoline, it gives me a headache. Again, I use silver grade gasoline. I guess you could use premium, but don't use your old basic cheapo unleaded. That's just a rule for any small engine. My lawnmowers, my chainsaws, everything I use minimum silver grade gas. Okay, that's that. Now one more trick that I do, let's see if you guys can see this or not. I have my blue discharge hose here. I have the opposite end of it tied up uphill, so there's water in this hose already. And I just pick the hose up like this, let it backflow into the pump, and I just prime my pump. So I don't have to go get a bucket and pack water to it. Okay, we're gonna give it just a little bit of throttle. Turn our fuel on. I should have turned the fuel on before I filled the tank. So let's give it a second here for the fuel to run down into the carburetor. And I'm gonna give just a little bit of throttle. You probably really don't need it. We've got it in choked to start. Turn our switch to on. Let's see if she fires. Bingo! First pull! Oh, maybe not. Didn't want to be taken off choke just yet. There we go, that's fully off choke. It's noisy, the pump always picks up over me on the camera. This is not full throttle. Let's go ahead and crank it up. Little staircase here. This old pony wall from when we framed the house. You can see she's kicking water pretty good. For some reason, these pumps too, I've noticed when you first rev them up like that, they kind of bog down and they kind of spit and sputter, almost like it's not running right, but it'll catch up. But yeah, kicking pretty high. So there you go. That was all the setup again. The biggest thing for me, Loctite those bolts. Whether you think you might get a lock washer, maybe that'll work, but just use medium grade Loctite. And you got to put oil in, put your adapters on, and other than that, man, it's plug and play. Gas it up, use good quality gas. And like I said, I've never really had too much issue with the motor itself. I don't think I've ever had a motor go bad. It's always been those bolts getting loose, or it's been some sort of external factor like the ice that cracks the head. Like I said, I did have this one issue with the carburetor one time, but other than that, I think those Predator motors, I think are good little motors. Not as good as a Honda. Good little motors. And the pumps aren't bad, you just got to know their work. So I'm going to clean up my tools, and we got our pump and water. The old pump, that one, the bolts are completely crapped on it. So I'm going to see if I can find replacement bolts on it and hopefully get two pumps going. Go back to my videos in the past, you'll see I prefer to have two pumps. I've got two sets of hoses, that white suction hose and the other blue discharge hose. Obviously, I prefer to have two pumps going just because move more water faster. Same amount of hours that I have to be here, but pumping twice as fast. Anyway, that's it for your little Harbor Freight pumps. Like I said, I like them. I guess I would recommend them so long as you know the little things to deal with. They're not a bad little pump, and Harbor Freight's good about their guarantee on them. So give it a shot, save yourself a couple $100